When we think about creativity, we often associate this with artistic ventures such as music, painting, writing, and others. The truth is, we are all creative in one way or the other, but throughout our lives, we are led to believe that this is not the case. Our education system has a major role to play in shaping our mindset this way. My focus here is on the education system, which is dictated by a designated body of people who implements structures and processes for learning, which we have been following for the past so many decades. The system has been designed to address the industrial needs and trends. The same system is applied to each student rather than fostering their individual creativity. In my view, this system resembles a lot to what we follow in military with all the soldiers. From our classrooms, where all the chairs and desks lined up evenly across rows and columns, to the results of our actions where we get penalized by being sent to the principal's office for not doing certain things right. We are constantly told the right way of doing things as if that is the only true formula of success. Our education system claims to prepare us for our lives to come ahead, and that's what we take in our minds as the absolute truth. I need to get good grades to get into a good college. I need to study hard to score a good GPA so I can secure a great, well-paying job to ensure a stable future. And then I'll be set for life until I retire and live off of my savings. This is the mindset by which the majority of us have been living our entire lives. I call it the creativity crushing mindset because it goes against the meaning of being creative. By limiting our minds in a box, forcing us to see life in a predefined format rather than being open to ambiguity and experimentation. To encourage students to be creative, we need to teach them to think outside the box. Or as the famous author Deepak Chopra quotes, instead of thinking outside the box, get rid of the box. In our lives as students and learners, we have been taught to focus on measuring our capabilities and intelligence. Our academic journeys are less about appreciation of new learnings and ideas, rather a competition to achieve higher scores in our tests and exams. We are driven by the need to score high on tests because that is what decides on how intelligent and smart we are as humans. This is a very limiting belief that we should move away from. The standardized exam formats follow a binary approach where an answer is either right or wrong without leaving any room for innovation and creativity. How can one be more creative in such a restricted and confined environment? How can one imagine new ideas when we are told to do things in a certain manner? This is a mentality that puts our lives in an autopilot mode where we keep living a life based on what others define for us instead of giving it our own meaning. Life itself is a beautiful piece of art or a musical composition where we should not determine the end before even experiencing the whole journey. Life is not about reaching an end goal of retirement, but rather living every moment willfully and joyfully. Sir Ken Robinson beautifully said in his speech that each life is to be composed in its own unique way. Life is meant to be creative, and it's a constant process of improvisation. Education plays a huge role in this formation of life. Knowing more about what's available to us, we tend to construct an imaginative and curious brain and start to question more. The more questions we ask, the more we expand our brains to think more and generate novel ideas. Unfortunately, this is a huge gap in our current education system, which is very narrow and less open to new ways of doing things. To inspire more creative ideas, we should encourage students in their academic years to practice creativity, to explore and learn new skills, to be open-minded and not get tangled in the predefined scope of life presented to us. to avoid any judgments formed about our abilities based on the grades we achieve in our tests. Students should nurture their lives and use education as a tool to be more curious in how beautifully they can shape their future. We should all experience the events that occur, welcome surprises, and take advantage of the opportunities to create a fulfilling and joyous life which is unique in its own way. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new in your journey to live a creative life.